Hey, what's up, y'all? Great day, everybody. It's your girl, Kat, just chiming in with you from Chat with Kat and Friends, the Wellness Network. Look, we're up here celebrating this fierce Freedom Friday. We are free, you guys. We have freedom to choose whether we hate, whether we love, whether we show compassion, or whether we don't. The choice is up to you. I pray that you have a wonderful and fantastic day on today and forevermore and forevermore. Looking forward, striving forward, doing all that we can do to be our very best. You have tuned into this network and this channel, and this is the place for your wellness strategies and tips. There's some awareness information and tidbits given as well as far as what's going on out there, especially in recalls that's been popping up a lot. You know that whatever you search, whatever you search and you gravitate to, you kind of like and you kind of sit some time in, that's what you start to get. So that's what I get. I get a lot of recall information, and it's good stuff, and I want to share it with you guys to make sure you're in the know, that you're aware, you're discarding things that you need to throw out, and that you're doing whatever necessary steps that there are after taking good care of yourself, being aware, not causing fear or strife or anything like that. That's not what we want to be in the vein of. For some people it might, but that's not the intent and that's not the motivation behind sharing the information. It's to make us aware, to give you information that you should be aware of. And first, before I go any further, there is a correction, because today Emerge to Wellness will be at Walbrook. There's a Ena Pratt Free Library on North Avenue, and that is the location we will be at. I shared earlier in the week. You gotta check out that video. Did you check it out yet? See, there are strategies and tips on there for relaxation, and what do you do to relax? How do you calm down from a rough and tough day and all that stuff? Back to what we're talking about right now. But that location is 3203 North Avenue. We'll be there at 3 o'clock, sharing information to youth and young adults who are present to keep in mind, keep in mind thinking before you're acting, and just sharing some strategies and tips to think about consequences, think about what may be happening, and the situation, as it were, whatever the situation that they're in at the moment. Because sometimes, and yeah, most times when we're acting out of haste, when we're acting out of emotion, we don't get the best results. So we want to share some tips in that, have some activities, share some strategies, and have some snacks, and just have a good time getting to know one another. So if you're available, stop by 3203. Bring your youth, bring your young adult, bring yourself, because it's information that everyone can use, regardless of age. We all can use some extra, especially if you fly off the handle. You could use some tips and strategies on how to just reel in that whole emotional aspect of ourselves, getting all above and beyond, out of the range of calmness and settling down ourselves and things like that. So that's what those tips will be for. We'll be there from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. today, Friday, November 14th. So, and sending out another shout out, a happy birthday to my great husband. Yesterday was his birthday. We're still celebrating. And he's just on cloud nine, loving it. God is good and greatly to be praised. He's still here. So we're thanking God for life, health, and strength, for motivation, intention, ambition, and all of those things. All of those things. That is exactly what Emerge to Wellness Support Services is here to help. Well, those things, some of those things, we're exactly here to help support you in, to help guide you in, to help lead you in those areas and strengthen those areas and give us what we need to move forward in a manner, and in a manner that is equips us better for our lives and for the lives of those around us in our community and also in our family. So let me grab my notebook. Let me see. That was a correction I wanted to start with. So also, again, that is 3203 West North Avenue, if you can make it. And we'll be back out. I'll have a run of the days and times, because there are, I think, once next week. There's 3 more times will be out this month, and then stepping into December, some more dates will be given out as well. But there will be additional dates, so stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that, and chime in with me to let me know what you think, especially if you're available and you're out at the group sessions. What do you think? What could be added? What need to be taken away? What are your tips? What are your strategies you can add? What can you add to that great mixing pot of great information that we're giving out? Also, there is, well, let me touch back on the Hormel Corporation recall that I spoke of in the last video. There I go again, interjecting that last video. You gotta check it out. If you haven't seen it, check out the last video. I believe that was from either Monday or Tuesday. Check into that, or it could have been Wellness Wednesday. Check in. Anyway, when you check on Chat with Kat, when you go to Chat with Kat and Friends on YouTube, you'll see that last posting, and that's when that was. And I spoke about the Hormel Corporation. I keep saying chicken. Hormel Corporation recall, because the recall was for chicken, or is for chicken, and it is active. It is an active recall. So you guys, if you are aware of anyone with that chicken, or you may have purchased some, then be aware that all of it, most of it, there's almost, I said 4,000 pounds, but it's like 4.875, something like that, million pounds. So it's close to 5. It's close to 5 million pounds when you round up, 4.8. So you round up, it's close to 5 million pounds of chicken. So it's worth talking about. It's worth getting the information out. It's worth taking the necessary steps to do what you have to do to report it, to get your refund. Because I'm sure, like, especially if you're restaurants, restaurants and hotels, I'm getting ready to give you some more additional, more specific information. And this is from powershealth.org. I had a different source the other day that kind of gave a lot more information, but I'm not even going to hold you up with that, because you can actually Google this and check it out for yourself. Read as take your time with it. If that's what you want to do, you can take your time with it, combing through a lot of the information that's there concerning the recall, concerning the types of chicken, and because there are like specific cases that are identified. So you can look that up with item numbers and things like that. You can look that up on Google. I'm going to share some with you right now, but it's not an all inclusive list. It's just a short portion of those items that have been identified. And they're saying no injuries have been confirmed with this contamination of chicken from the conveyor belt at Hormel Corporation. But businesses, third-party businesses, second-party business, however that chain works, which I mentioned before, I'm not sure, but however that chain works, if you're a seller of the chicken, or you've received the chicken from like a third party, maybe you didn't get it from the Hormel Corporation, maybe you got it from one of your third party corporations that sold it to you, but they got it from Hormel Chicken. Same thing. They got it from the Hormel Corporation. It's the same thing. It's all in that chain. So just be safe out there with that. It's the ready to eat frozen chicken after pieces of metal were found in some of the products. And this was also reported by, I believe, when I initially reported it, it was from the Department of Food and Drug Administration. But this is also reported, because it's nationally known, it's also reported from the Department of Agriculture, Food and Safety Inspection Service. Okay. The select chicken breasts and thigh items were shipped to hotels, restaurants, and institutions nationwide from February 10th to September 19th, 2025. And once again, I'm getting this from powershealth.org. health.org. And you can Google this information at your will and at your leisure to find out more information. Specific items that were recalled. Like I said, it's not an all-inclusive list. It's just some things. 13.9 pounds of Hormel fire braised meats and all natural chicken. Item number 65009. Cases of the Hormel braised meat. What is it? Boneless chicken breast. Item number 46750. You guys be diligent. Look this information up. And they did give numbers. There are numbers on this site for if you need to reach out to Hormel Foods Customer Relations. It's 800-523-4635. If you have, you have some of this chicken and you need to return it, go about the right protocols to do that so that you don't have any issues with a refund. Hopefully you still will have your receipt. I'm not sure if that's a requirement or not, but I'm sure that it helps. The USDA has a meat and poultry hotline, which is 888-674-6854. Or email, it says, or to email the MPH hotline, which is the hotline at USDA.gov, which is the meat poultry hotline. They have a email address as well, MP hotline, okay, at USDA.gov to report the problem or make the complaint. You could be normal resident who maybe bought it from the market and you want to forge a complaint, start a complaint, initiate a complaint, whatever the word is. You want to state, that you bought some maybe from your local supermarket. You can do that as well. That's all. I think I'm gonna be done talking about the Hormel Food Corporation recall for chicken. It's a big deal, you guys, because if you last video we stated it was identified as a class 1 by the FDA, a class 1 food inspection thing. It was identified as class 1. I can't think of the terminology right now, but it was identified as class 1, meaning that it is harmful. If you eat it, you could have very strong and negative health effects, or you could die eating this. And I don't know what variation is what. You can look into it. But those are the downsides of eating and selling this contaminated chicken. So let's not do that. Let's try not to do that. But that's it about Hormel. There's another recall on infant formula. Oh my God, safeguard the babies. And it's an organic food. It's an organic infant formula as well. And we know that that's popular. And everybody's trying to go toward the more nutritious, you want to go the more nutritious route without having all of the added preservatives and all of those things. And we're really trying. We're trying to trust where we're buying the food from, and we still can. All hope is not lost. And also we must be aware. And do our due diligence in this whole effort. When we're leaving, we do have to leave it up to others. Like when we're buying food and other things, we have to rely on them to follow the correct safety protocols and let everybody know. And if things go sideways, let the public know. So that's what they're doing. And this is, I want to say, ByHeart. Let me not throw any wrong names out. Right, it's ByHeart Whole Nutrition Infant Formula. So if you have this formula, they recalled all of the formula, all of it. They recalled all of their infant formula products. So I don't think it matters. I don't know what variation that it might be. You may want to call and check if you have any of it. ByHeart. Let me pull it back down. ByHeart whole nutrition infant formula, and they recall it immediately. It says all lot numbers, so this means everything, all sizes, all cans, all single serves, all single serve packets. And I'm on the cdc.gov website. That's where I'm getting this information from right now. And it says all of it, everything that they sold, whether it's liquid, powder, in a can, in a bottle, however, it doesn't matter what 18-ounce can, 24 ounce, it doesn't matter. All of their formula has been recalled. So if you bought any of that formula, you need to get in contact with their customer service line. Yep, I had that information right here too. This is on the cdc.gov website as well to read more or know more information about it, because you may be directly impacted, or maybe you know someone who is. Please share the information just in case you know of someone who has purchased it or possibly purchased it. Share with them. They have an infant. Share the information with them, because maybe you don't know what formula that they use. But please share this with them so that they can know and not feed their child this formula. And then we'll get to why it's recalled in just a second. But if you have any of this formula, any of it in any variation, however it may have been shipped or packaged, if you have any of it, call what's on the CDC site is to call immediately. Call 510-231-7600 for a case consultation. And it says consultation is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're well aware of this issue. They're well aware of the issue. They're the ones who kind of let the public know that there's a problem. Infant botulism is the reason for the recall. It is a disease, and children can be sick, very sick and very ill. I'll leave it at that, because I don't see anything detrimental concerning it. If untreated, infants with infant botulism experience a progressive flaccid paralysis that can lead to breathing difficulties and require weeks of hospitalization. Yeah, so be aware. Discard this food if you had the baby food. If you know anybody with an infant, share it with them, so that if, and the chances that they could be using this formula could be high, especially because it's formula, and I don't know pricing and all that stuff. It doesn't matter. If you know someone that's an infant, please share this with them, because there are cases, active cases. They are being sued. I did see on one of the sites that there is an open case, because kids are sick. Kids are sick and in the hospital right now behind this. And this recall is from on November 11th. So it's very fresh, very new. On November 11th, ByHeart Incorporated recalled all ByHeart, ByHeart, it's all one word, whole nutrition infant formula products. All of their products, you guys, okay? All of it. It doesn't matter. Okay, I think I stressed that enough. All lot numbers, all sizes, yeah. If it's available online, let's see, ByHeart Whole Nutrition Infant Formula is available for sale online and at major retailers nationwide. It doesn't break down a state by state, and I'm not gonna bore y'all. I was trying to tell you state by state, but find out. If you have the brand, you need to take back to the store. Take your receipt, take back to the store, call the information line, the consultation line, and I'll have that information in the description section of this video. Call the description line. The consultation. Call the consultation line. Don't talk about me. You can laugh. Go ahead and trip. It's okay. But don't talk about, I'm sorry. Let me get back on track. Call the consultation line. So y'all trying to get me in trouble. Call the consultation line. And let them know that you bought this food, this infant formula, and it has been recalled. And they'll probably ask you the lot number and tell you what to do after that. Whether you have a receipt, I don't know what the requirements are, but call. And whether you have the receipt or not, let them call, because they may be able to send you some kind of coupon or tell you to go to the store and pick up something else, because you can't use that food. You can't use that food. Okay. In big bold letters it says, do not use. If you have leftover formula, label it do not use and keep it in a safe place for at least a month. This is from USDA. I'm sorry, cdc.gov. cdc.gov. USDA. What's the other one? cdc.gov. If your infant develops symptoms of infant botulism, your state health department may want to collect it for testing. If no symptoms appear after a month or so, even though you did use the food, maybe there aren't any symptoms, throw the leftovers away. There might not be a need for concern after about a month after you have used the formula, your baby drank the formula, and there aren't any issues, because taking it, they don't know what went, not what went wrong. They know what went wrong. They probably know what went wrong, but they don't know like what lot it was, what batch of formula it was. So they're just recalling everything, but it possibly is not all of it. So, but take precaution, be aware. Do your kid a favor. Stop using this formula after you find out about this recall, and discard it. And if you have concerns, go to the hospital, get your child tested, call the case consultation line, which is on the cdc.gov website. Again, I'll state it and it'll be in the description section. Call 510-231-7600. Gotcha. So how's everybody doing? I'm praying you guys are having a great day and you have great plans for the weekend, whether they're to just relax and do nothing. That's your plan, and that is a plan, and that's a great plan, especially if you've been running around like a chicken with your head cut off. And you need to rest, relax. I gave some unplug and relaxation tips in the last video, and we still want to manage that and self-care and look out for our own wellness in that aspect, because we could be running around taking care of everybody else and we're last. A lot of times that's just how it is, and we're last. We need to get better with that. We need to definitely get better with that. Yep. You too? Me? Yep. We need to definitely get better with that. And we will. And we are. I believe we're talking about it a lot more and understand that it is something that we need to be aware of. We need to take control of it. Take Back Tuesday. That was Take Back Tuesday. We need to take back control of that, or take control, because maybe we never had it. We need to get control of that. Get a place of peace, a place of our own self-regard and preservation and all of that. Pray about those things, because God will give you the strength, the wisdom, and the courage to do that, because a lot of times that involves saying no. That involves having structure, which can be really hard for some of us. We were just talking about that earlier today. Having structure, I need, yes. I'm gaining it, I'm getting it, I'm understanding the importance of it. But God be praised. I'm praying you have a wonderful rest of your evening and weekend and days to come. Chime back in to Chat with Kat and Friends. Tap that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you will be in the know every time great information is added. I will have some dates coming out for Emerge to Wellness that are coming up later on this month. I won't pretend to know them right now. Right now, they are on my calendar. And I am aware I scheduled these things, but I don't want to give out any of the wrong information, dates, times, and places. So I just want to make sure I give you the correct information. So I'm going to do that. at a later date, but look out for that. And hopefully if you're in the area, you can stop in and benefit from the information that's given and add to the discussion, if you will, if you please. Hey, you guys, if you have any prayer requests, send them to empower at emerge2wellness.com. That's empower, POWER at emerge, the number 2, always the number 2, wellness.com, because it's just me and him a lot of times, and a lot of times it might be just you and him going with this thing, and not that nobody else is involved, everybody else might be involved too, but he's your rock, right? He's your rock, and just holding you up, giving you the plans and the visions, and helping you to write it and make a plan, and helping you to activate yourself so that you have the wherewithal, the intuitiveness to go forward in the way that God has planned for you to go. Here it's all about wellness, all about great news, great information, lifting one another up. So if that's what you love, that's what you're about, touch that subscribe button, because this is what we're all about. Join the family. We love to have you aboard. Join the family. Email us. There'll be more dates and times and all of those things coming out, more interviews on the way. God be praised, and have a wonderful and blessed rest of your day. I love y'all, and there's nothing you can do about it. Bye.